Lex here from BWOne, and what we have for you today is a Samsung Tab Pro 10.1 review. Now, if you guys saw our unboxings, we went a little bit into the hardware and software, but now we're going to give you pretty much my feelings about the device over the period of time that I've used it and the general usage of the device. So getting right into it, we're going to start with that beautiful display, which is a 10.1-inch, 16 million color super clear PLS capacitive touchscreen. Now, the resolution is 2560 by 1600, so you're getting one of the top tier displays on the market today. It is Samsung. You should not expect anything less. Now, this is the Wi-Fi only model. This is running a quad core 1.9 gigahertz Cortex A15 chip. Okay, now this is pretty much an octa-core processor. It has two sets of quad core processors. It's using Samsung specific Exynos technology, so that's always good to see. It is a 5420 chipset, if you guys were wondering. Now, it does have a Snapdragon 800 processor inside for the LTE model. So for people over here stateside or anywhere else, that is the processor you will get. It has about 2 gigabytes of RAM, and it's running Android 4.4 KitKat. Now, this isn't TouchWiz, guys. This is running their magazine UI. If you guys have seen it in a couple of months earlier, they revealed it, I believe, at CES, but it is now on the device, and it's very different. It's not like the TouchWiz that you know from the Galaxy devices or from the former Tab versions. Now, I believe this is the 16 gigabyte version, and it has on the back here, let me actually lock that display so we don't get any issues. There we go. You do have an 8 megapixel camera on the back with a single LED flash. Now, it does record 1080p, and that goes for the front and back facing camera, and the front camera is 2 megapixels. Now, as you can see here, it does have two side mounted speakers, one on that side and one on that side, which is really nice to see. Now, they aren't front facing as HTC's boom sounds, but they do have a good amount of quality to them, which I'll show you later on in the review. But just to give you a rundown of the actual hardware, you do have a micro USB port at the bottom, not USB 3.0. Very unfortunate. Going back to that side, you do have the micro SD card slot for extra storage expansion. As you can see there, you have an IR blaster for changing TVs. Samsung has their specific Watch On app, so you guys can use that as you will. You do have the power button / sleep and wake, and you do have your volume keys. Moving on to this side, you do have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Now, this is very nice to have on the side. Using it for a tablet really isn't practical when on the go, but when you're at home, you're just relaxing, it does not impede on the screen since the wires are coming out on the side. So it's really convenient to have, and as I showed you before, there's the speaker. Going back to the device there, let's actually wake up the display and show you a little bit of the viewing angles. As you can see there, this is a top-notch quality display. Really can't complain about what Samsung has done here. As you can see, it has an extremely thin profile, extremely light for being a 10.1-inch screen, and having a pretty beefy battery, which I'll get to later on in the review. As you can see at the bottom there, they have their coveted capacitive keys with that dedicated home button. It's very nice to have, and my usage didn't cause any problems at all. And they are backlit, so you can use them when you don't have the ability to have light around you. So let's move that up there. Now, it does provide stereo Bluetooth 4.0, and it is rocking, as I said before, a USB 2.0, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's what you get. And overall, it has an 8,220 milliamp hour battery pack, which provides extreme amounts of usage time. I mean, it took me a couple of days, about 3 to 4, to actually get this horse to die on me. Charging time is a bit different. It does take about a good 2 hours, 2.5 hours to go on full charge, which is kind of odd, but maybe that might be because of that omission of the USB 3.0. One of the odd things about it is it does not have NFC. And in terms of video codecs, as it's pretty much is a media device, it really shouldn't be considered a Windows-like PC in terms of productivity. You do have Google Apps, but that's a whole other issue. It does not have DVAC and AC3 codec support out of the box, which is kind of unfortunate, but overall, you're pretty much getting beefy specs throughout the device. So let's go to the actual software. As you can see here, part of the magazine UI is their new icon set, which you can see on their Galaxy devices as well. As you can see here, you can change them up. You can customize these in settings if you want to. You can make them bigger, and you can see more options, so that's always good to see. Getting out of there real quick. And overall fluidity of the device, it is, I wouldn't say it's super fast. Maybe going into apps, the actual experience of it is fast, but because of this magazine UI overlay, there's like a set speed. I really can't explain it. Maybe if you can see here, it's just very, like, there must like a slight delay. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the video may not translate it well. But overall, these additions are welcome. As you can see, you have calendar. Now, it's similar to their Flipboard counterpart on their Galaxy devices. As you can see here, this is what they have on their home screen. And you can actually customize these, so you can go into settings here. Okay, I'm pretty sure I clicked it. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so it doesn't want to work with me right now, so there's an issue that you guys can see already. But going more over here, you can have the ability to control the actual menus at the bottom, as you always have. Now let's go to the actual app screen. So as you can see there, it's very in your face. It's very nice. I mean, it's very elegant. I must give Samsung some credit. They went from that colorful, touchy, kid-like UI to a more refined and fluid experience. Going to widgets, as you can see there, it's very reminiscent of stock Android, where you can just grab the widget and drop it. They really didn't do too much there. Going to the multitasking screen, the recent apps, I don't have any open, but they just line up there, and you have the ability to close them all, and you do have the task manager. Let's go to the actual settings themselves. Now, this does not look like their new UI on their Galaxy devices, where you have a grid of icons. This is pretty much the former, and you can swipe here to device, to controls, and to general. Now, if you are familiar with Samsung devices, you realize that they do have things like Smart Screen, Palm Motion, and other motions. Pretty much they're coveted, I would call gimmicky features, but some people love them, so you can give it the name that you want to. It does have multi-window, as it is a 10.1-inch display. You'd have the ability to change your font, customize the notification panel, as I said before here. So they're giving you a wide array of options here when you want to use the device. Display, you can even customize the light duration of the keys that are backlit at the bottom, which is always good to see. The auto brightness feature works rather well with this. I was surprised. Usually Samsung botches those things. But in my usage, the auto brightness worked really well. Just to give you guys a sampling of the actual sound quality of these side-mounted speakers on the Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro 10.1, we have BWOne video of the LG G3 versus the LG G2 comparison. Now, already guys know you already saw this video, so not too worried about that. But overall, we're actually going to give you a sampling of the sound quality, and it's already at max volume, so here we go. So we're going to pause that. If you guys couldn't tell, that is our boss man, Mr. Warren. So overall, the sound quality is great. I really can't complain about that aspect of it. So now we're going to change it up and show you guys something else. Getting to the camera UI, as you can see here, you do have a little bit of feature set to the front end facing. And we're actually going to click settings here. As you can see, you have options for burst shot, face detection, ISO, smart stabilization. They really weren't holding any punches when they wanted to add features to the camera. As you can see, video, you have stabilization, which should be on. I don't know why it's off by default. And you can customize the video size. You have full HD, then you have 720, and you have other features there, so that's good to see. Going to other settings there, you can geotag, exposure value, white balance. I mean, I hope no one takes these cameras, these tablets to a concert or something, or to a family event and takes pictures. Just don't do that. That's really awkward. But overall, if you ever wanted to take pictures inside your house or anywhere else that you go, then it's really a good camera for that. And it does record in 1080p HD. So for those people that love to go over the edge, this camera is also there for you. Moving along, you have quick options for the mic, for camera, and sharing options, and also the flash. I really like the UI. It's really different. More so white icons and arrows versus just tabs. And you can actually just switch here and go to mode, and you have Samsung's coveted feature set of all those modes here. Beauty phase, sports, panorama, eraser, rich tone HDR. As you can see in the background, it changes live, I believe so. So that's good to see. Going back to here, You also have a panoramic view of what you can do, and going back, you're just set with that. Now I'm going to switch it up a little bit so you guys can see me. There it is. So there is a feature there so you guys can see what I'm doing, and that is seeing both the back and the front while you're recording, so that's really cool to see. So we're actually going to end that there, and you get a full pan of me from that, and you can switch it up. As you can see, I think yep, there's my dog. He's right there out there on the balcony. So overall, having a feature set of cameras with this Tab Pro really won't be an issue. And overall, there's really not much to say about the Samsung Pro 10.1 other than that it's a great media tablet. I don't want this to be confused with a productivity tablet. Now, if you're looking for a good video, good codecs, this might be the device for you. Battery life, like I said before, it's about 3 to 4 days, so you're getting great battery life as well. You do have, again, this is Samsung's skin on top of Android, so you do have the feature set of apps as well. But when you have the Surface Pros coming out, you have other tablets that are much, much cheaper. This is more towards that 400 and 500 plus range, depending on what market that you get it at, kind of price. So I don't know if this is really worth that overall. But it is definitely a cool tablet. I mean, it is a powerhouse with this octa-core processor inside of it, Exynos quality. So overall, it depends on who you are in terms of a consumer on what device you want to get. But I'm pretty much saying this is a great device for a particular feature set of people. Be sure to like, share, favorite the video, comment in the sections below. Please subscribe to us if you haven't already. We really love your feedback, and if you want to continue to see great content, press that red button for us, please. And remember to always enjoy your tech world in high definition. Thanks, guys.